I wonder if in that context, a couple of months ago, the Biden administration announced the creation of a National Artificial Intelligence Research Resource Task Force. And it's been given a very finite time mandate to be able to present its report by May next year, if I recall. How do you see the possibilities in this task force, and what do you feel are the particular concerns it should address both at the national United States level and as a leader in the global community?
Yeah. Well, thank you, Ram. A wonderful question, and something that at the Brookings Institution I've been working on over the past year and a half in partnership with the Center for European Policy Studies in Brussels. Is something we call the Forum on Cooperation in AI, and it's brought together both high officials and experts from the United States, with those in Europe, the UK, Canada, Japan, Australia, Singapore, all countries that are important centers of AI development, and exploring really what the opportunities and the challenges are for international cooperation in AI. And we're in fact, after a year of discussions, preparing to come out with a report. And I think there are important steps, both in terms of trying to explore the policy and regulatory frameworks and to bring about convergence there, to develop standards, and I think that will be an important part of the research component. So alongside the research agenda, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, which was one of our agencies at the Department of Commerce, is developing a risk assessment framework for artificial intelligence. That's both a technical and an ethical component. On the research and development front, I think there are important opportunities for international cooperation. And now, I believe in some respects, we can spend a lot of time trying to talk about principles and frameworks. At the end of the day, we need use cases. And I think much of the discussion and policy making in Europe, in the United States, has sort of moved to saying, we need to look at this in real contexts. And I think there's a tremendous opportunity, both to do good for the world, as well as to bring countries together around artificial intelligence by working together on important research projects. We've done this with the International Space Station, with CERN, with the Human Genome Project. We need to do that with artificial intelligence, whether it is enlisting AI on a large scale to deal with global health and pandemic response, or to deal with climate change, or to deal with more effective measurement of our economies and inequality and social issues in that context. But that sort of moonshot, I think, can have tremendous benefit, may help us to sort of progress towards some of that enlightenment that we talked about, as well as to harness artificial intelligence for real problems that we face as a global society.
I also want to bring in the idea now, your experience in the Department of Commerce Because commerce, they say, is the great equalizer, because every country needs to buy something from another country. Every country needs to sell something to another country. So it's away from political hierarchies or rankings or the like. And I wonder whether that could be true of AI as well. I'll give you one example with which you may be familiar. The first AI world city that is going to be established under the aegis of the Boston Global Forum is in Vietnam, where a corporation called Nova World is working on the city in Pan Thiet. How do you see, we've talked about the EU and the United States, but how do you see countries like Vietnam, countries in the developing world, who are still coming to terms with the possibilities of AI, contributing to this global exercise, or I dare say global enlightenment?
Yeah. I think it's a very important question, and it's one that I think we all need to give more attention to, in terms of how we have a more inclusive discussion and more inclusive structures. I think we need to find the experts, the entrepreneurs, and others to work with in around the globe. And if we can't find them, I think we have to help to develop them. Open up to scholars to come to the United States and other countries, and to seek out the scholars and budding entrepreneurs in those places.
Thank you so much. That's, I think, a very upbeat note to end this conversation on, because I think at one level, the immediate models we have within the United States and the EU are going to be not necessarily models that need to be replicated, but models that can inspire. Because every country around the world, whether it's my own country, India, or a country like Vietnam, or I dare say the many entrepreneurial economies in the continents of Africa and Latin America, can fashion AI to their own needs and requirements without inhibiting the creativity of the academic or scholarship sector. I wonder if you had any closing thoughts on this before we conclude?
Yeah, on that point, Ramo, I think there is a tremendous opportunity with AI to build up that sort of inclusiveness, because National Academy of Sciences in the U.S. has said that international collaboration is an essential element of the U.S. system of AI research and development.
Right.
If that's true for the United States, which with all of its technical capacity and its leadership in the field, it is absolutely true elsewhere. And it is remarkable the degree of collaboration across borders, among institutions, among organizations that exists in the AI field in terms of publications, research projects, other R&D. It's quite remarkable, and it really is unique to artificial intelligence. So that's something that needs to be preserved. It's a strength that that we need to build on. That is sort of part and parcel of the effort that we're involved in at the Brookings Institution. I think it is something that widely recognized by governments, and we need to expand that.